As I toil in my own disgusting basement, slowly, piece by piece, ripping up the wet, rotten floor and walls that make up an apartment that the previous owner tried to build down here without insulating the space from water. I've been listening to a lot of the Russian song Ey Ukhnem, or the song of the Volga boatmen. It's a work song, a song that men would sing as they physically, with just their bodies, would tow barges along the Volga River using just ropes and their own strength. I find it intensely relatable, and I feel like many modern workers can find it intensely relatable. There's a famous Repin painting of this activity where it's obvious how like miserable and almost like futile and self-defeating this work is, how like wet and uncomfortable and sad these guys are. And I think this is communicated through the song as well. Especially, I've been listening to the Leonid Karatanov recording. Ey Ukhnem, where he just sort of like spits this refrain, I da da, I da. In the Wikipedia translation, they just translate that directly, like a syllable, as though someone was saying, you know, la la la. But da in Russian is yes. So the idea is that you're like, yes, like I'll do it. You've been called to perform this task that's so impossible, so degrading. You have to haul a boat with your shoulder. You have to scrape wet, moldy drywall from the walls of your home in order to locate the spot where water is slowly leaking in. Will having removed the wood, will having excised this rot even benefit me in the end, when all that I'm revealing is more mold and more rot and more problems that need to be fixed. But I have to do this. I have to labor on. Yes, this is my task. This is my rope. And I'll haul this barge, this miserable barge, because this is what I've been tasked with doing. Will it benefit me? Will it benefit anyone? Will it accomplish any end but wet, rotting misery, physical hardship, mental pain? I think it speaks to the attitude that a lot of people sort of have to take in their day-to-day work, just at their jobs. There's this line, Ech ti Volga matreka, shiroka I glubaka. Which is roughly, you, Volga, Mother River, wide and deep. And these aren't qualities that you know, when you're lovingly describing a river, when you're describing like its power and its force, its ability to transport people. You don't usually ascribe wide and deep. These also aren't qualities that you would, associate with a mother a mother river. It sort of speaks to like the unfathomable, unchanging nature of the river, the unfathomable, unchanging nature of the work. You can see in Retin's paintings that these guys who are hauling these barges, they aren't even like big guys who are people who are suited to hauling a barge. They're like boys. They're like these disheveled men who barely have clothes on their back, and they're employed or otherwise conscripted into doing this back-breaking work. But yes, I will take on the work. There's no choice but to do the work. The wide and deep work, the unforgiving work. In the river, in the basement. Either way, it's very wet. The resignation, but also the determination that exists in people, in workers who have to do this sort of menial, unrewarding labor. You can tell when you look at these barge haulers, they aren't getting rich off this work. I'm not making any money tearing down wet board after wet board, but I have to. No one's getting rich wrapping burrito after burrito, giving it to customer after customer at Taco Bell. And no one's really reaping the fruit of their labor. In these situations, often there isn't any glory, there isn't any riches to be had, there isn't any victory. There's only the dignity that you can reclaim for yourself by doing the hard work that's been put upon you to the best of your ability. You have to pull the barge. You have to lift the board. You have to serve the customer. And the victory that you gain is the fact that you're stronger than it, that you didn't let it kill you, that even if you can't escape it, you conquered it by persisting.